I'm Celeste and welcome to Find Your Purple. Today is day 18 of SSSVEDA, a video every day for the month of August. But more important for me is that is my first day after my 7-day juice cleanse. Now normally I would be breaking my fast this morning, but I'm going to be heading off to meet a client as soon as I finish the video. And I felt if I'm going to break a fast, especially the first time, I wanted to make sure I'm near a bathroom and going to be in the office for a few hours. So I'll be breaking it this afternoon. I'm going to be breaking it using prunes that I soaked in water. One of the books I had read said that it was a juicy laxative and it was a good thing to break with. There were a lot of different opinions, but in all cases they said do it slow and don't jump into mucus foods and heavy foods and that kind of thing. So I'm going to ease into it for the next 2 days. But it wasn't hard. Someone asked if I lost weight. If I did, it wasn't much because I don't notice a difference in my clothes. I didn't pay attention to that. People do it for losing weight, but I didn't. But I was never hungry. I did smell food and I like the idea of food and I miss snacks, but it was easy to say no because I knew I was on the fast. So I will do one again. Yesterday, after I did my video, I had another loose stool. Not much came out because I've been 6 days on a juice fast, but I did get another worm. So that means on day 6 and on day 7, I passed a pretty long worm. I'm assuming there's more. They say we all have that kind of thing, especially if you've been out of the country, and I lived out of the country for 4 years. So I probably have some other fellows in there that I'm going to have to work on getting out. I've done a parasite cleanse before and I'll probably do another one, but it was just interesting to have it come out. This past week I watched 2 movies on Amazon Prime, and one is I think Food as Medicine and the other one is Foods That Heal or something like that. That one I think is actually on YouTube as well, but they were free on Amazon. And one of them is more Foods as Medicine, I think is paleo diet focus, which allows some meat, and but there was heavy focus in this one on vegetables and fruit and that kind of thing. But it was tying medicine, how food can be a medicine, and going through a couple people's journeys that had MS. One of them was a doctor herself. She got MS in her 40s or 50s, went to the top-notch facilities in the country for MS, worked the protocols for 3 years, still saw declining health rather than building it back up. So she went out on her own and found that with food she could heal. And she said she felt a difference almost immediately, and within a month she was out of her wheelchair and or getting stronger and out of her wheelchair, and then by like 9 months she was riding her bike 18 miles with her family. So I mean she documented the journey, but it's when she had that aha moment that despite her medical studies she had never really put food as a medicine. So, and then other people in it had different illnesses and they all were sharing their journeys. So it was an interesting one. Again, it's free, it's on Prime, check it out if you want to kind of reinforce in your mind that food can heal. The other one, and I think that was something like I'm sorry I didn't write the name down, Foods That Heal Disease or something like that. Craig McMahon, I think, was the director, and he's a Hollywood director, and he had a blood pressure issue and was not feeling well in his 50s. So he went on a journey and interviewed Esselstyn and Campbell and Greger, doctor. They're all 3 doctors, and there was a 4th one, can't remember his name. But so the interviews were interspersed throughout. It's 4 hours, but within it, he'll talk about about oils in one section and ask all of them. Talk about nuts and ask all of them. Talk about dairy and ask all of them. And then he would also intersperse with doing a recipe. And actually his recipes, I'm going to go back and watch it and write down just his recipes because they look pretty simple and yet good. It was all based on a plant-based diet, and it was, again, long, but you could watch it, in segments, and you could even fast forward through the cooking segments and then come back to those later if you want the recipes. But the information's out there, it's free, and it's really the studies they were able to quote. There's no doubt that food can be your medicine, or it can be your poison, conversely. And so today's my reset day. So it's day one after my fast, and I'm kind of pushing the reset button. And it's what I did in 2016 when I pushed the reset button to change my life. I didn't know what that change would entail. I didn't really have God involved. I'm sure I might have said a prayer, but at that point I really didn't understand about the relationship with God, and I had never read the Bible through. So that journey of just opening myself up to a change and then stepping out. And at that time, my stepping out was trying new makeup, trying new hair. So this wasn't earth-shattering stuff. I just got out of the bedroom, basically. And then that started my journey, which then introduced me to someone. Well, one of my clients got me going to church. I didn't plan on continuing, but I stepped out, did it, and continued. Then I met a woman who was a trainer in her 60s, and she opened the door to have me look at plant-based diet. And that started that journey. And then 9 months of going to church opened the door to, okay, I guess I better read the Bible. And so, so it's all been kind of evolving. And a few weeks ago, again, I'm not sure what's taken me to the next level, but I decided after 2 years of being plant-based with a lot of processed food to pull that back on the processed food and add more whole leafy vegetables and fruit and juicing. So I'm adding a juice or two a day. We'll see how it goes. Again, it's only 3 weeks. But what I'm finding happens on this is that being a plant-based eater at first was hard. It was conscious. It was constant battle. Do I want to continue or not? After a while, it became a part of my life. Reading the Bible every day initially was a struggle. Do I want to get up early today and read it? Or can I sleep in? Well, after doing it for almost 2 years, now that's a normal part of my life. So it's kind of like that riding the bike or driving a car. When you first learn it, you have to really consciously work at it and think about everything. But then after a period of time, it becomes part of your routine, part of your life. You don't think about getting in the car and driving. And so I think that's what the changes are happening. Now I'm hoping juicing will be a part of that, because right now juicing is still a hassle. One, you have to buy a lot of stuff, and you have to wash it, and then you have to juice it, and then you have to clean the juicer. And so that's kind of an effort. And I'm hoping over time that will again become part of my life. I did finance too. That's the other thing that's changed. After a year and a half, I did the financial peace course the church offered David Ramsey. And so that's become a part of my life in the sense of not spending like I did before and being more conscious of everything. But what I haven't clicked with yet is exercise. So that's another thing I'm working on now, is making exercise something I do every day without talking myself out of it. I know it's important, and I can't postpone it. I do a little bit. I do my walk, and that's 35 to 45 minutes most days, but I need to add to it, build up more muscles. So I'm going to work on adding that one. But my advice to you, take it or leave it, is look at your life and push your reset button. It's a school year starting. If you start now with something, maybe you don't even know what that thing is, but you just know there's something out there you want to change, or you don't know how to change it, just start taking those steps. Something will be put in front of your path, like what happened with me. Someone asked me to church. Someone told me about plant food diet. It's just things kind of happened. And that time, and maybe they've happened in my past, but I wasn't open to it. But by consciously being open to it, I paid attention. So just open yourself up to a change and just get out there, whether you talk to someone you haven't talked to in a long time, or you take walks, or you go to a gym and people want to have a casual conversation. You never know what might happen. But just take those steps and make the change. Do the reset. Just visualize yourself pushing the red button, a reset button, and just saying, I'm ready for a change, and then make an effort. Adding juice. Don't change anything else in your diet. Add juice a couple times. Fresh juice that you juice, not something you buy, not something processed. You'll start getting nutrients in your body that it hasn't had in a while. That might be something you can do. Starting the intermediate fasting, where you stop eating at 5 o'clock at night and you don't eat again until 10 o'clock in the morning, or some hours where you can give your body a rest. Fasting 1 day a week. Wouldn't be that hard to just stop eating at 6 o'clock on Friday and juice or water till 6 o'clock on Saturday. 24-hour fast. Then your body can use that rest. And so there's just a lot of little things you can do instead of nothing. Nothing worse than nothing. And by doing nothing, you're making a decision to do nothing. So again, unless everything is absolutely perfect in your life, which great if that's the case, but most of us have some area that we wish we could improve. Well, you can. So just step out and push the reset button. That's it for today. As always, back to my tea, but this is actually empty. I forgot to bring my juice. Sit back and let's start sharing. Until next time, bye-bye.